so you can reduce that. It's like they don't have racing line. What have they got? Ideal trajectory is what they've got instead of racing line. I've never understood that. I actually mentioned it in a video in 2011 on SPK 2011. I couldn't find racing line. Eventually I came across racing trajectory or something, and it was quite simple. But there you have it. Yes, some absolutely horrific crashes taking place on that bike thread. But either way, it was the bike, to be fair on him, mate. It was really difficult to ride, and if you do progress and you become ninja, then there's always that bike to test you out. So yeah, impressions of the game, first impressions were certainly, for me, very good. I really enjoyed playing some of these different bikes. I would say, along with Ed mentioning turning off some of the assists, go with semi-pro. It was a much more fulfilling game when you turn off some of the assists. You had way more feeling of the bike. You could do more with it. And I think also, when you don't use joint brakes, because the thing is, I dab a bit of rear brake sometimes if I'm just trying to get into a corner. You can just balance your bike a bit better with separate brakes. So it takes a bit of getting used to. You'll need to put some time into it, no doubt. Also, nice replays as well. The replays are very nice. But and obviously photo mode, great. But I'd say if there's one thing I'd like to see, What is it I'd like to see, Martin?
Frame rate.
Yes, a bit of frame rate. Okay, it's a 30 frames per second game, and one can only wonder. As I've done a little simulation here, you guys can look at of what it could look like. This is not the game running at 60 frames. I've just used some editing to try and get it to 60 frames to show what it would look like. But either way, if the game ran at 60 frames, it would look fantastic. And I look at it sometimes and think, 30 frames is okay, but with the visuals that we have, love to see that 60 frames per second. And who knows, maybe with PS Pro coming, for those who own a PS4 Pro, which will be none of us, then maybe it'll be brilliant. Maybe on Xbox Scorpio we'll see a 60 frames version of a game one day like this. But either way, visually it's quite nice. I mean, we're looking at this Ulster race, and you can see for miles at times. The road goes off miles in the distance. Goodness, I'm rambling, Kevin.
Yeah, like you say, the visuals are impressive. Improved sounds as well from the bikes. Not brilliant sounds, but as long as we see an improvement, of course, we have to give credit. The helmet cam looks a bit odd because you see the bike sort of moving.
It has a helmet cam at least.
Yeah, it's like the helmet cam is almost stuck onto the screen, and then the bike sort of swings left